All right. Well,
Can I go home?
I left it up to them and I left it up to you, and then they were to behave accordingly.
And you get a
No, we're
speeding
not going
ticket.
to do that, sir. I just need to.
All I want to know is the fine. Like normally when you get a ticket or a citation, somebody give
I've
you
told you that. I've told you that.
when you held me in contempt, they went out and searched my car, which was a violation of my Fourth Amendment right. They never issued me a search warrant. They never told me my vehicle was suspected in a crime investigation or any kind of criminal intent or doing anything. So my car was searched.
Well, I think you, as I understand it, you were put on lockdown because you wouldn't go through booking and processing. They couldn't get you entered into their system. But
Not
you
well.
refused to get your fingerprints and you refused to uh, get your photograph. And rather than manhandle you and wrestle you and get you to take your pictures and prints, they had to just put you somewhere safe until you would cooperate. But
But that
that's
wasn't
what
the
I've
case.
heard. I don't know that for a fact.
Well, well, if you look at the video, that is inaccurate. When I came in, I was told I was
Well,
gonna be.
okay, sir, we'll talk about that just a little bit.
Right from the
Okay, well,
beginning, you can feel the judge trying to restore order. Even after the interruption, he's calm and professional. But notice one small detail: the judge immediately tells the defendant to stop eating and remove the hood. In court, respect for the process starts with the
yeah.
basics.
Okay, well, Missy, there's no one else hanging around like
No, Mr. Johnson has called again this morning, and
oh yes,
he's
yes.
supposed to be faxing something. My fax machine just went off, so let me see what it is.
Is this the individual who's
This
a
is
sovereign citizen type
sovereign
claim?
citizen military. Yes, and he is really military.
Sovereign citizen in the United States military?
Yes, I have something he sent us. Mr. Johnson he's filed several pro se motions. I'm not quite sure what they're saying or what his goal is. I had told him to be here in person because of his prior history and contemptuous behavior.
I asked that we set this over to October 25th.
This is where the case shifts from punishment to rehabilitation. The judge isn't only looking at the crime, he's looking at the person. A long history of substance abuse changes how the court views sentencing. Instead of asking, "How do we punish him?" the judge is asking, "Can we still help him before it's too late?"
25th.
All right, I'm looking for a Johnson. Do I have a Johnson?
Yes, you do. I am here.
Danny?
Can you hear me?
Yes, but you're not the Johnson I was looking for, but I will take your case up. I have a couple. I have a Danny Johnson, and well, I thought don't I have her on here? Oh, she's Stasha Carter. Do you go by Johnson also?
Okay, so I'm here for Danny Johnson.
Oh, are you the attorney?
I'm a representative for him.
What does that mean?
That means I'm his wife, and we sent
Okay, are you an
documentation.
attorney?
I'm an attorney, in fact.
You're not an attorney at law?
No.
Okay. So when
So
you say
so
you're an
Mr.
attorney, in
Johnson,
fact, you're not an attorney, but you're here on his behalf as a citizen. Is that
no,
right?
I'm not a citizen. I'm not a citizen. But
Why?
let me state for the record, Mr. Johnson is under doctor's care. He's in recovery. We sent the documentation over to the courts to show that, to show proof of that. We also reserve our rights to any and all reproduction of or distributing of videos on social media platform. And we request the matter to be rescheduled at a later time when he can get through his recovery period.
All right. Mr. Johnson failed to appear at his first appearance, February 27, 2024. August 13th, 2024, he appeared. We took formal first appearance. He entered a not guilty plea. Actually, he objected, I think, to just about everything that we did. He was argumentative, disrespectful, interfered with court proceedings. I believe he
I
was
object, Your Honor. I think he was just, he
stop.
was,
You don't have any standing here today, Miss Carter, because you're not his lawyer. You're not him.
I'm not Miss Carter. I'm not Miss Carter.
Then why does your screen say Sasha Carter?
That's what it says, but I'm not Miss Carter. And it says
Who are
Sasha.
you? Who are you? Before I disconnect you from these proceedings, because you don't have standing to be here. What's your name?
Well, again, Mr. Johnson is under
Do
Dr.
you want to
Mr.
tell me
Johnson is
your
here.
name?
He's here. I've already gave you my name, ma'am. I'm his
Well, then
wife.
say it
I'm
again,
Miss
because I
Johnson.
must have missed it. What's your
Miss
name?
Johnson. Miss Johnson.
What's your first name?
Nicole.
How do you spell that, please?
Nicole.
Nicole Johnson. And you said you're his wife. Is that
That's
correct?
correct. That's correct.
You're his legal wife. Okay. Now, if you'll let me continue, and if you won't, then we'll have to remove you from the proceedings. On August 13th, 2024, he became, as I said, argumentative, disrespectful, and interfered with the court proceedings. I found him in contempt. He was arrested and he was to serve 24 hours in jail. And then, as I recall, the military put a hold on him, and because of whatever reasons, he served more than 24 hours. But he was told to be back here September 27th. And on September 27th, there was an issue that he either was or was not receiving medical service. And he wanted a continuance, and we ultimately continued it to today. Now, that's been a month ago. And you say he's still under doctor's care and can't be here today, or is that, what were you trying to explain there?
What I was expressing, ma'am, is that he was in surgery on the day of the court date. He had
30 days
actual
ago,
surgery.
he was in surgery. Okay.
Correct. The doctor put him under doctor's orders to stay on bed rest. And that's where he's currently residing at, on bed rest. And
This is probably the biggest turning point in the hearing. The judge makes it clear that the courtroom isn't rejecting the defendant because of his opinions, it's rejecting arguments that have no legal foundation. Once a judge starts doubting whether someone will follow court orders, probation becomes much harder to justify.
and we sent in the documentation to the courts and the doctor. The doctor notified the courts that he's not to appear because he can't travel and he can't fly due to his surgery.
And we've made it clear to him that he can appear by Zoom. So I'm going to issue a bench warrant, bond forfeiture.
Hold on one second, ma'am, because he is here. He can hear you, but
Well, then put him on here.
Oh, he's on here, but he's in a recovery bed, ma'am, and it's a violation of his rights, his HIPAA rights, to be shown and be broadcasted all across social media as far as
bench warrant, bond forfeiture, no bond, hold.
Ms. Western.
Oh, now do you want to be on here, sir?
Well, I'm first of all,
are you voluntarily appearing, Mr. Johnson?
No, under duress.
Okay, I'm not duressing you at all. You don't have to be here.
Can I speak, please? I just want to let you know I'm on a series of medication that alter my I'm on a medication that I'm supposed to be on bed rest from my procedures for the next 8 weeks and for the following 8 weeks, and then I'm supposed to start my recovery. But I have reached out to the courts. I have had the hospital reach out to the courts in reference to my procedure and my process. I have requested a continuation. I have also sent in letters to request evidence from the case to continue the case prior to these procedures that I have not got a response back. So
Certified mail.
I sent it out registered mail that the courts received, I think on the 23rd, in requesting evidence of the case to continue prior to my surgery, but having the surgeon
It's an unforeseen circumstance.
Ma'am, I want you out of the case now. You're not his lawyer. He's talking, he's representing
Ma'am,
himself.
the creator
Out.
made me his wife, and
I will find you in contempt of court.
Ma'am.
Stop talking, Miss Johnson.
Okay.
Now, both of you stop for just a moment. Miss Gillette, you haven't had a chance to say anything on this. Do you wish to be heard?
Because you're acting like the attorney.
I'm acting like the court, and you owe me $50, ma'am, for contempt. And if you have another outburst, it's going to go up, and it will be enforced. $50 direct contempt by Nicole Johnson for her interruption of the proceedings. Ms. Gillette, do you wish to be heard?
Good luck with that.
Ms. Gillette?
Sorry, I was making notes, Your Honor. In this matter, there have been lots of issues with Mr. Johnson. There is a letter here. I don't know if it came directly to my office or through the court. It's through the court because it was filed in the court file.
Honestly, this was the defendant's second chance. The judge openly admits he has concerns but still chooses rehabilitation over immediate jail. That's significant. At the same time, the warning couldn't be clearer: break these conditions once, and the court's patience is probably gone. Probation isn't freedom, it's an opportunity to prove you can change. Whether the defendant succeeds now depends entirely on the choices he makes after leaving the courtroom.
All right, so when you say through the court, you mean it went to the clerk?
It went to the clerk and was file stamped. It
may or may not have made its way to my office, but if it has, I haven't seen it. For the record, go ahead, please.
There is a note from September 25th, 24. His other hearing would have been the 27th. Asking he be excused. We've had lots of issues with Mr. Johnson in the past. I am taking into consideration that he has provided a doctor's note and information about that visit.
That was the last hearing. What do you have, if anything, for today from the doctor?
That was received. It was file stamped 9/27. I don't know if he's recovering or not. I can't tell you anything about that. So if he is on medication, Judge, I don't want to have anything substantive unless he's not taking pain meds. So I would move it over to November for him to be here, present, and he needs to understand that attorneys can speak for individuals, but not family members unless there's some
you won't be released in November, ma'am.
$100 fine or for contempt against Miss Johnson. Okay, now, Mr. Carter, you may speak. Yes, sir. Now, if you're
do you even know who you're talking to, ma'am? Because you're calling all these names. Which name? Who are you speaking to?
You told me your name was Nicole Johnson. I'm speaking.
Correct. So you calling Carter, and I expressed to you that nobody's here is Carter.
Well, don't have to put Carter on your screen if you're not Carter.
Ma'am, we made the point to be here in court today, ma'am. And that's under the unforeseen circumstance. He's still here.
All right, I'm going to end this talk. This court is over. Bench warrant if you don't stop and get out of it. If you don't want this bench warrant, you be out of this conversation and let me communicate with the defendant.
Ma'am,
Mr. Carter doesn't have any control over you. Okay, Mr. Carter, I'm going to have to end this court because the woman won't shut up. And I'm going to have to leave a bench warrant. If you can get her to shut up and stay out of the conversation, you and I, sir, can have a hearing. Now,
even after sentencing, the defendant keeps returning to the same jurisdiction arguments. The judge answers calmly, explaining that the fee comes directly from Michigan law and applies whether there's an individual victim or not. At this point, you can see the real disconnect. One side is focused on established law, while the other is still challenging the court's authority. That difference in perspective defines the entire hearing.
Okay. How much time do you need this continued, Mr. Carter?
Okay.
The
I
doctor can send over the information.
I would request. Okay,
Mr. Johnson, I'm sorry, Missy, can you get that
hey,
Carter off of
hey,
there?
hey. I'm trying to explain to you. The doctor told me it's going to be 3 to 6 months for my recovery.
3 to 6
So
months for your
I
recovery.
had a So it's a middle back procedure. Like I said, I haven't even started physical therapy yet.
Do
So
you have an attorney, or would you be willing to take a court-appointed
I,
attorney?
as far as the attorney, all I would coming to do is, because I'm on medication, I I don't want the court hold anything against me that I may say due to the type of medication I'm on. And
I
two is the
understand.
fact that I am requesting a continuation. I know y'all saying I've been whatever, but at the end of the day, I'm requesting a continuation at least to December, late December or January.
All right, we're gonna set this over for trial. It'll be for bench trial. And what the doctor told you, you'd be in recovery for how long?
I be 3 to 6 months for
Okay, so this
recovery.
is October, November, December, January. I will continue this. Missy, what do we have mid to late January?
January.
Very ethical.
Is that month that is really challenging?
Yeah, but we do have January 31st at 11 available.
All right, January 30th first will be your bench trial. Now, did I understand that someone did receive something from his doctor today or recently? Ms. Gillette, you were talking about something from a month ago.
What time?
Yes, it was filed September 27th. It said he had surgery.
Yeah,
And it was an
we
excuse for the
continued
27th.
that hearing based on that letter. We continued it to today. But has anybody seen anything more recently?
No,
I think the wife was reading something that said he couldn't travel, but I don't think it said anything about appearing by Zoom. I think it just said he couldn't travel or appear in that fashion. But that's what we need to make sure come January, that the doctor understands this can all be done by Zoom. And again, Mr. Johnson, would you consider appointment of an attorney to represent you?
Not at this moment, Your Honor. Like I said, I'm on medication.
Well, an attorney could sure help you navigate through this court system. I understand you wanted to represent yourself, but the attorney could sure help you.
I don't need an attorney at this moment.
All right, we'll document that for the record, Ms. Gillette, in the journal entry, that he still does not want an attorney. That we are continuing this again at the defendant's request for medical reasons to January 31st, 11 a.m. Now that's going to be for bench trial, so keep that in mind. The state will have their witnesses ready, and if you have any witnesses, you'll need to have them ready. Hopefully, you won't be under medications January 31st or in any situation that's going to affect that. But I won't issue the bench warrant. Nicole Johnson does owe me $100, or she owes the court $100. I'm going to give her 10 days to pay that. If she doesn't pay it, then she's going to face more contempt. That payment needs to be paid, Ms. Johnson, to the clerk of the district court. And that is in Eureka, Kansas at 311 North Main. And make sure you put on there contempt for case number GW 2024 TR22. And put on there that it's for payment for direct contempt of Nicole Johnson for continued, well, you won't have to put on there other than for contempt, but I do want the rest of it put in the journal entry, Miss Gillette.
Well, if somebody charges to defend themselves, it's contempt. Or exercise their rights, it's contempt.
Ma'am, you don't have any rights in this hearing today.
I do. I'm not a citizen, ma'am.
I don't care what you consider yourself. You do not have any right to come into any court of law and start interrupting and delaying the procedures. And
Well,
absolutely deliberately and intentionally.
The ending shows
this
exactly how quickly a courtroom can spiral when emotions take over. Instead of ending with the new trial date, the hearing turns into another confrontation. The judge repeatedly tells her this isn't her hearing, but every interruption makes the situation worse. By the time the call ends, the focus isn't even on the original case anymore. It's entirely about courtroom conduct and respect for the process.
Deliberately and intentionally disobeying what the court instructs you.
ma'am, I called the county attorney yesterday. I called the clerk yesterday.
I am going to
expressed to
tell
them.
you to stop talking one more time before I
I
will.
know because you don't want me to express my rights.
This
My
is
rights.
not your hearing. This is not about you. I really
Well,
hate
you're
to
making
have
it
to
about
send
me,
the
ma'am.
sheriff to
You're
whatever
making it about
state
me.
you're
You have
in.
not,
We'll
have not
take
given
you
no
to the
lawful consideration to
Mr.
this matter,
Mr.
ma'am. He's
Johnson.
under the doctor's care. He has provided all the documentation to show that he's under the doctor's care, ma'am, and you have not given no consideration to that.
You are so fortunate
Jeanette.
that you're not here in person, or you'd be locked up right now.
Yeah, I am
And
fortunate.
Mr.
Thank you.
Johnson
God
will
gives
be
me
locked up
fortune.
if
God
he
gives
is
me
not
that. My
here
creator
in
gives me that.
person. Mr. Johnson is ordered to appear in person for bench trial, January 31st, 11 a.m. Ms. Carter?
Yeah, because you want to retaliate against
Okay.
him, don't you?
Ms. Carter now owes $200 in fines, and I'm disconnecting this call so I don't have to send the Greenwood County Sheriff to whatever state she's in to get her picked up and locked up for contempt. This hearing is adjourned.
Ma'am, every time
Missy,
somebody expresses their lawful rights to defend themselves, you hold them in contempt. Why is that? You are a judge. You are compelled to provide protection for we the people. You acting as an attorney, giving advice to people, talking, bringing people down, and he's in a situation to where he's under doctor's orders. It's a shame that you still wanted him to present himself under the doctor's orders of bed rest and medication before the court.
put the camera on yourself when you talk to me, Ms. Carter
and you
or
can
Ms.
spread it all
Johnson.
across social media, and you can talk down on them, and you can make money off of it because you go and you spread it, and then you get up all these views.
Put the camera on yourself if you want to tell me off, Ms. Johnson.
I can put the camera where I want to. That's my legal
All
right,
right.
ma'am.
You are to appear. I will send the orders for you to appear personally because you're going to serve some time for this disrespect. Ms. Johnson.
It's disrespect with what you having him do
Missy,
on camera.
disconnect her. This court hearing is adjourned.
Yeah, disconnect yourself because you're unlawful.
All right.